Hello there you, and welcome to another absolute slaughter that we have for you today. Now, when the orcs launched an all-out assault on the planet of Zandalar 4, the local planetary defense was barely enough to hold back the waves of ruthless savages. As the fighting grew to a deadlock on the front lines, the orcs seek to push a flank down a narrow pass. A small band of Imperial Guards is all that can hold back the orcs from destroying the Imperial flank. Will they be able to stop the orcs, or will Imperial forces be crushed? Let's find out. And if you do enjoy this content, do hit the like and subscribe button. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen, kicking off the slaughter. On the right, we've got the Imperial Guard. On the left, we've got the orcs. And also, welcome our brand new units, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Storm Boys. Look at these guys with the rockets on their back. We've also got ourselves some choppers, finally. The orcs are getting fully equipped here now. Next on the list, war trucks, stuff like that. Look at this, they're the front line, charging straight towards the Imperial Guard. The sluggers here getting ready to chop up some Imperials, and look, instantly the kill counters start going insane. Orcs just tearing open Imperial Guardsmen. An orc can do it bare-fisted, so the fact that they've got choppers just means that literally things are being cleft and twain at the moment. The Imperial line is not faltering though, it's holding its ground. It's going to take on this orc horde as they start amassing here down this narrow valley. Now the Imperial Guard are outnumbered about 5-1, so it's quite a large deficit that they're going against here. But of course, they've got the Imperial Guard firepower on their sides, plenty of Lima Rust battle tanks backing them all up. The orcs don't have much fire superiority here. This is mainly a rapid advancing force, hence why it's mainly melee. They do have shooters and knobs and stuff like that mixed in with them, so we can see some of the orcs here trying to push around the top ends of the valley, but the main Imperial Guard line is holding for now, and it's an absolute slaughter on our front down here. 15,000 kills here to the Imperial Guard so far, 10,000 to the orcs. Oh my, them Storm Boys though. It's just a shame that we can't have flying units in this game yet, because it'd be really cool to see these Storm Boys just dropping out of the sky. Speaking of dropping out, oh my, look at the bodies sliding down the side of the hill here. Tank trying to reverse out of the way as the orcs come pouring down from the top. They're going to be taking heavy amounts of firepower here. You can see that the choppers desperately tried to get into it. Oh, jeez. Look at all them Imperial Guards staring at you. And little Timmy, he's not going to be forgotten today, ladies and gentlemen. I think this valley is going to fill up really nicely with a lot of blood here. The front line is just oozing gore. Let's go back over here, see how we're getting on. Oh yeah, definitely pushing forward though. Even though the Imperial Guard aren't retreating, they're definitely taking heavy losses here alongside the orcs. Though the Imperial Guard are ebbing ahead just about now. Let's go have a look over here though, because I've got a funny feeling. Yeah, look at this. So there's a little pathway over here. Let's speed up the camera a little bit. So you can see there's this little pathway here. Some of the Imperial Guard have gone round to the flank here, trying to push around and gain fire superiority on the top. Some of the orcs seem to have realized this and are actually trying to counteract the charge here. You can see our choppers here getting onto the front line and living up to their name. It's a brutal affair up here, but look at this, overlooking our main line as well. You can see that fire support is coming down from the main line. The orcs are actually pushing this bit by bit. I'm actually kind of impressed. There's only a small band of them here at the moment. More orcs are joining. Oh my god. There's a large contingent of orcs now pouring over this way. The Imperial Guard have awoken a beehive over there. Look at this on the other side as well. We've actually got another flank going over here. The Imperial Guard then looking like they were trying to form some sort of pincer maneuver here, but the orcs have caught them before they could close the trap. And now there's a brutal fight for the hilltops going on either side. Meanwhile, down below, already the blood is pooling up. Look at that down there. There's a lot of it. The Imperial Guard now up to their waists in blood. Some of them are going to start drowning in orc blood soon. That's going to be a really nasty way to go. But the front line for the orcs here isn't actually advancing. They are doing this. We can see in the background over here all these puffs of smoke. The shooters laying down the Daka right back into the Imperial lines. But you can definitely tell there's a lot more firepower coming from the Imperials at the moment. Oh my god, that's a lot of bullets. It's amazing anything actually makes it to the front line with the amount of firepower here. The tanks are forming some form of blockade, desperately trying to hold back here. Let's go have a look on the hilltop again. Let's see how we're getting on, because look, the orcs have now opened up this pathway here Oh, it looks like some of the forces then that are pushing around the top are now getting distracted and going back down the bottom, trying to push back into the Imperial flank there. Or maybe the orks just think they've got enough forces up here to take out the Imperials. It certainly feels that way. This is nasty up here. The Imperials do not have fire superiority. Definitely not. There's quite a few of them up here, but I don't think this is going to be enough to take on the incoming horde here. That is a lot of orks that are heading their way. There's still some Imperials that might have to back up into here. This is going to be a really nice defensive spot for them. So if they can get back up into there, that'll be good. But it looks like the orks are trying to cleave off any hope for these Imperials up here to retreat. And bit by bit, they're kind of doing it, actually. Imperial Guard need to be really careful there. How are we doing over this side? So it does look like then that the Imperials here have managed to clear up the little orc flank that was being countered. Maybe they can push back around now. Oh my god, look at our front line. Little Timmy, get out your rubber dinghy. Look at this. That is insanely deep. Yeah, a lot of Imperials drowning orc blood there. And the Imperials now, though, actually, this could be really good for the Imperials, thinking about it. The orcs no longer have a gigantic line to assault across, so now the Imperial firepower can just concentrate on even more two narrow valleys here. We've created a valley in a valley here. That is actually kind of brutal for the orcs, though. Look, yeah, they're taking massive amounts of fire here as they try to come across this sideway. And then as they get to the front line, they're already severely weakened. Though this isn't stopping the orcs from pushing. My god, the Imperials are still taking heavy losses here. You can see that the dagger from the orc guns here has really laid into some of these Imperials on the high flanks. But the lines are still holding. It does look like we've got a few orcs now pushing over the top. Oh my god. And like I said, I really wish we could get flying units, get these fly boys, storm boys actually flying. That'd be really cool. How are we doing up here now? So it does look like the Imperials now have been pushed back right into the bottleneck. The orcs storming down, and another brutal front line is going to ensue here. Now, this is excellent for the Imperials because the amount of guns they're able to train on this small area is a hell of a lot. Let's actually have a look at the bend of the hill here. Oh, okay. No, half of the Imperials can't even shoot the orc front line. That's really bad. No wonder the orcs, look at them. The orcs are just storming their way through them now. The boys are having a hell of a time. Knobs here on the front line as well. Just cleaving open Imperials. There's got to be so much blood pouring down the sides here now. Look at all that. Just pooling up down the bottom. So it does look like then that a couple of Imperials have caught another couple of orcs over there. Yeah, okay. There's still some orcs, oddly enough, up here. Okay, that's a bit odd. So the Imperials might try push around again. However, the orcs realise, oh, there is a spot for them to come round. So the orcs are going to try and push this way again. It's very much a back and forth on this hilltop over here. How's our front line doing in the main area down here now? So, Jesus, Imperials topping out 200,000 kills now. Orcs, 70,000. Almost half of the Imperial force has died here. And this front line is just, I don't even know, it's just violent as heck. Look at that. That is absolute insanity here. So many are dying every second. It's almost impossible to keep up. I don't even know how the kill counter's managing to keep up with this. You can see a couple of Cadians in here as well, holding out the front line, trying to help the conscripts here, the planetary defense force. It is brutal on all accounts. The orcs have still got 275,000 troops to push through here, though. Let's go have a look over here, because I can see there's a lot of puffs of smoke over here. Like I said before, each one of these puffs of smokes is an orc shooter laying down covering fire. And there's a lot of it starting to come in now on the Imperial lines. Though this blood is really starting to narrow off this approach again for the orcs. Should this happen, the orcs are going to have a very narrow approach on this side. They might have to start building bridges out of orc corpses. How are we doing on the rear line over here? Are the Imperials holding out? Uh-oh. Oh no. Things are about to get very spicy indeed for the Imperials here. Now, the others who were chasing down the orcs before on the other side now realizing that there's about to be a gigantic horde coming storming down from the mountain and right into the rear line. And oh my god, there's a lot of them. Look at them. pouring out of the mountains like the orks do. The Imperials here trying to form some defensive line as the choppers, sluggers, storm boys and knobs all go charging in here, ready to tear open Imperials. Oh my god, this could be devastating. Should Imperial forces not get this under control? And there is a lot of orks here. I don't know, they're not holding. They're gonna have to back up, they're gonna have to. That is really bad. So what we need then is some of the forces from over here to start heading backwards and actually help plug that gap back there. This is a real bad position for the Imperials now to be in. The front lines are still holding, but the orks are pushing back bit by bit. It is happening. And it looks like the line is starting to form again. Are the orks going to get a full-on frontal assault again? Are they going to overcome this narrow valley tactic here of the Imperials? There's still a lot of firepower going into the orks here, with 222,000 of them remaining, and only 50,000 Imperials. It's going to be a tough fight now. They are holding for now. Look at how much punishment each of these orks can take, though. Each Imperial is having to just absolutely rail them. And then look at this massive force of them now coming in. The boys smell meat on the menu, and it's tasty little UEBs. Oh my god. The poor planetary defense force here, not being able to hold back the tide of orks as they come storming over them. They're backing up, they're trying the best. But now as they back into an absolute gigantic pool of ork blood. Oh, look at this though, some from our main line have actually started to cut back, realising they're being attacked in the rear. Vox message managed to get through. The Imperials now trying to counter this, pushing back towards the ork line. Orks here now, a small gaggle of them trying to make it towards the back. However, this would have seriously diminished the firepower on our front line here, with the orks constantly charging forward. Yeah, look, a lot of firepower has just disappeared from this now. The Imperials are desperately going to have to start backpedaling here. The orks trying to get through some of the impathable terrain here, just forming up bodies. They'll make it pathable. So many are dying. But look at this ork horde. Oh my god. It's absolutely fantastic. In fact, I think we're going to have to hit one of our cinematic cameras. Okay, that was pretty crazy there. The orks still pushing forward here, absolutely smashing into our Imperial line. As you can see there, taking heavy losses as they now desperately try to reform their front line. You can see they've actually managed to build a body bridge right in the center here now, so some of them can actually cross over. The Imperial line over this side is still under heavy attack. Going over to the rear, the orks are now pouring down from the new breach that they've actually made over here. So it does feel like the Imperials are in a really bad pincer maneuver at the moment. It feels like it's only a matter of time. There's 140,000 orks remaining, 35,000 Imperials, and look at this. There's almost no end to the flow of orks that are coming down from the rear here, just smashing into the rear Imperial line. They're desperately holding them back though. They have killed quite a few of them, but they're still pushing in with more and more reinforcements. And you've got to think, the closer and closer they get to our main line over here, more and more troops have got to turn around and start dealing with the orks behind them, which detracts from our front line over here, which could mean it could deteriorate very fast over here. The blood lake in the center though, God knows how many gallons of blood have been spilled here today. I mean, it's just gigantic. I mean, look at this. It goes all the way over here. From there, all the way, one gigantic blood pool. It's absolute insanity. We've definitely terraformed the planet forever here in this area. Look at this orc army, relentlessly pushing forward, the savage brutes wanting nothing more than to destroy these pesky little UBs who are in the way of a proper fight. If they do open up this flank, my god, I dread to think what it's going to be like on the main planetary defense front lines. But so far, they have not managed to get through. There's only 30,000 Imperials left now. It does feel like the orc kill counter is starting to get a little bit crazy here now. They're starting to really pull them kills back, especially with this rear line attack here. Look, definitely Imperials 100% in a complete pincer maneuver here now. Stuck between a rock and an orc place. Oh my. So, who do you think's going to win here? I dread to think really what's going to happen to the Imperials at this point. There's no way of escaping. This is literally a fight to the death for them now. A last stand for Imperial kind. Are they going to hold this? If not, their brothers are going to be in a lot of trouble. So let's hit a time-lapse camera and see what the orcs managed to accomplish. We'll be back in a moment. We are gathered here today to witness the absolute collapse of the Imperial line, as the orcs swarm over the last few remaining survivors here, trying to pick out the freshest meat amongst them, the tasty morsels of flesh that they'd like to chew on after the battle, because my god, the Imperials have put up a stalwart defense here, considering it was basically 5-1. They almost accomplished them numbers. Only 80,000 orcs remain here. 300 poor Imperial God. These guys up here have been having an absolute field day, quite frankly. You know, the orcs can't actually get to them, I don't think. No, so they're going to have to be shot down by the shooters. So absolutely good luck to them, ladies and gentlemen, because they're definitely going to need it being stuck on that little hill with all these orcs around them. Yeah, definitely no way they're getting out of it. But, oh, there we go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all our channel members who help to keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button below. And as a reward for being a channel member, your bonus content is now available. So go ahead and check that out. And if you're interested in Warhammer lore, go and check out Aquilacast, the new and upcoming podcast. With all that being said, as always, until next time, peace.